Welcome back, guys. So, the inspiration of this video that I'm doing is taken from Western booktubers whom I have been seeing doing this video, like Hot Girl Summer Book recommendation video, for a couple of years now. And I really wanted to know what it meant. Is it just a vibe check or does it mean something else? Is there a context behind it? So, I chat GPT'd that, and this is what it told me. The term Hot Girl Summer encourages individuals, especially women, to embrace their authentic selves, have fun, and prioritize their own happiness without concern for societal judgments. And reading this, I came to the conclusion that it is a vibe check and also has a meaning behind it. So I thought I'll include books in this recommendation video, which I envision myself reading on a beach, sunbathing, sipping a mocktail, and just vibing. But what all these books that I'm going to talk about have in common is female characters that are either really relatable or badass, and that is what Hot Girl Summer means to me. So let's get into it. Starting off with something light, fluffy, cute, we'll begin with romances. And the first one that I have for you all is At Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. So what I'm going to do here is I'll not tell you about the plot. I'll just tell you about the main characters because of course they're going to end up together, and I'll leave it up to you for read it and discover for yourself how. So a female protagonist is Eve Brown, who is a free-spirited, chaotic woman who lacks direction in her life and also commitment. However, after a really big mishap, like a professional and personal mishap, her parents cut her off financially, urging her to prove her own independence. That's our main character. And for our main lead, we have Jacob. Jacob is the owner of a bed and breakfast facility and is a very reserved, methodical man with autism. And these two people are going to end up together, and it's really fun to read about. And if you hadn't already figured out from the synopsis itself, it's a grumpy sunshine trope. The female lead is happy go lucky, witty, funny, and the man is opposite, broody. Yeah. The next book and another romance that I have for you all is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. So it is a well acclaimed, popular book, like known by many people, but still it deserved a position in this book recommendation. We follow our two main leads, Lucy and Joshua. They both are assistants to the co-CEOs of a publishing company, and they couldn't be more different. Lucy is cheerful, people pleasing, while Joshua is very cold and efficient. So, this book is an enemies to lovers and a workplace romance. What else do you want? Next up, I have a thriller recommendation for you all, and it is They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. So, we follow Dr. Scarlett Clark. Is it Scarlett? Yeah. Dr. Scarlett Clark, who is an English professor at one university. However, she is also a serial killer. So, she meticulously chooses one man on the campus who has gotten away with sexual assault and plans her kills like it's an accident. And she's never been caught, by the way, until, and that's the plot of the book. Another book that I think personally has to be on this list is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. So in this book, we follow four March sisters, Meg, Jo, Amy, and Beth. And it's a story about how these sisters navigate their lives through poverty, through personal aspirations, and just familial bonds, sisterhood. It's such a wholesome read. It was my first classic, by the way, and could not have picked a better book for it. I just wanted to rave a little about this book. So basically, I watched the movie first, the new Little Women movie, and then read the book. And it seldom happens that you can enjoy both equally, which I did. The movie was great. I already had characters in my mind when I was reading the book. I saw Emma Watson. Emma Watson is like pyar. So yeah, that's a different tangent. A scene that really stayed with me from this book and movie and like really struck a chord with me was when Meg, who's the eldest sister, is about to get married and having a conversation with the younger sister Jo. So Jo, to put things in context, Meg is this very gentle, the beauty of the family, and Jo is very opinionated, has great ambitions, wants to be a writer. And when these two sisters are having a conversation, it's basically Jo telling Meg not to get married. What's the need? We can, if you want, we can just leave this place and I'll earn. I can be the breadwinner and you should be an actress. Why are you getting married? The whole point was Jo was trying to convince Meg not to get married. And to all of this, Meg replies, and I quote, just because my dreams are different than yours does not mean they're unimportant. And I think it would be very out of context for you all who haven't read or seen the movie, but that line was so powerful. It stayed with me, and yeah. And on the same note, I have another book recommendation that follows four sisters, and that is Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. So in this book, we follow four sisters: Avery, Bonnie, Nikki, and Lucky. They've grown up in a dysfunctional family. However, the family fractures beyond repair after the death of one of the sisters, that is Lucky. No, that is Nikki. Nikki's death. After Nikki's death, they are literally torn apart. Avery is a successful lawyer in Britain. Bonnie is a promising boxer, but as of now is working as a bouncer at a club. And Lucky is a model in Paris. So the book is centered around how do they deal with the death of their sister and also somehow mend ways with their parents. So it wasn't a 5-star read for me, but what I loved about the book was it did not shy away from portraying graphically the innate human ugliness. It just goes on to show that when things get difficult, everyone doesn't deal with grief in the similar way. Everyone has their own monsters, beasts, and challenges that they have to deal with and come to terms with it. Last recommendation for today is something different. I really wanted to include this, even though it's not a single book, it's a fantasy, and a fantasy series at that, and it's Three Dark Crown series by Kendare Blake. So in this book, we follow a kingdom of Fenburn. Fenburn is a matriarchy, and the queen every generation gives birth to triplets who are girls, and these girls have equal claim to the throne and also possess some equal magical gifts. However, only one sister can ascend the throne, and in order to do so, they need to eliminate their other sisters. The three candidates for queen that we are going to follow in this book are Mirabella. Mirabella is a powerful elemental, that is, she has control over elements, she can conjure up storms and fires, stuff like that. The second sister is Catherine. Catherine is a poisoner who has been taught to withstand and craft different poisons. And the third sister is Arsinoe. Arsinoe is a naturalist who is believed to have this power to bloom plants and control animals. Right from young age, these three sisters live separately, are trained separately until their 16th birthday. That is the day that is decided who is to rule, and the contest really begins. So this series is one of those underappreciated fantasies that I've read, and it deserves much more love, and the plot itself is very intriguing, very exciting. I think people should give this a try as well. So yeah, that were all the book recommendations that I had in mind for my personal hot girl summer recommendations. Do tell me if you have read any of these books and how did you like it, and also I'd like to know about your personal spins on this trend. Like, what are the books that you think deserve a place in this hot girl summer hot girl summer recommendations. Yeah, that's it for the video. Meet you next time.